Okay, we'll call the August 25, 2025 council meeting in order. I'll rise for the allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Make a motion to adopt tonight's agenda with the addition of the supplemental payment summary to the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Presentations. Sheriff's Office.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. July was our busiest month to date. We had a total of 529 calls for service. We had 6 thefts, 2 assaults, and 3 damage to property calls. Deputies made a total of 37 arrests for miscellaneous miscellaneous offenses. 218 traffic stops were conducted in the city limits, which resulted in 23 traffic citations. A couple of our more notable calls throughout the month occurred on the 12th of July at 2:20 a.m. Deputies were dispatched to an assault that was occurring inside of a vehicle somewhere near the area of 181st and Highway 65. Deputy Vitek located that vehicle at Highway 65 in Klondike and ended up stopping that car. At one point during his interaction with the passengers, a male got out of the vehicle and alleged that he was punched in the face by one of the other occupants inside of the car. The male had some redness and swelling around his left eye. The victim identified the male who was responsible for the assault. That person was also inside of that car. Upon determining that we had a crime that had occurred there, the deputies advised this person that he was under arrest. This person resisted arrest and needed to be physically extricated from the vehicle. The male was transported to jail and booked on charges of assault and obstruction of the legal process. The next evening on the 13th at 1:55 a.m., Deputy Martinez stopped a vehicle in the 18700 block of Highway 65 for driving conduct. While speaking with the driver, Deputy Martinez noted numerous signs of impairment and asked him to step out to perform standardized field sobriety testing. The driver did so, but ultimately failed all the tests that were asked of him to perform. He submitted to a preliminary breath test, which resulted in a BAC of 0.125. The male was placed under arrest for DWI and transported to jail, where he submitted to an evidentiary test, which reported a final value of 0.13. The male was booked into our jail for 4th degree DWI. On the 19th of July at 11:40 p.m., deputies were dispatched to an address in the 22600 block of Waconia Circle Northeast on a medical. On arrival, our deputies learned that an argument between the residents inside of that home had occurred, which resulted in someone falling down the stairs. The homeowner was belligerent and wanted us to leave. However, the deputies kind of knew something else was occurring here and interviewed everybody on scene. As the deputies determined no crime had been committed, they decided to leave. But as they were leaving, one of the residents came back outside and told the deputies that things were escalating again to the point where if we were to leave, there would be a potential for an assault to have occurred. So the deputies later arrested a female there for disorderly conduct and obstruction of legal process and transported her to jail. And then finally, on the 30th of July at 6:40 p.m., Deputy Martinez stopped a vehicle on Viking at North Coon Lake Drive because the registered owner had an active warrant out of Dakota County. While speaking with the occupants of the vehicle, Deputy Martinez confirmed that the passenger did in fact have an active warrant and took her into custody on the outstanding warrant. On a subsequent search of her person and the interior of the vehicle, Deputy Martinez located 2.5 grams of suspected methamphetamine and 2 grams of fentanyl. The female occupant was transported to jail and booked on the active warrant and the controlled substance crime. So as you can see, this month, being it's one of our busiest month thus far, our proactive numbers continue to increase, which is a good sign. Last year at this time, we had conducted a total of 884 traffic stops compared to this year's total of 1,423 through July. That's directly related to the tips that we get from our community members when folks call in, when they see things that just don't make sense on the roadways. So I'm always standing up here telling people and encouraging them to call 911. Please do so. That affects our ability to get into those problem areas in our communities, and then also address the problems that folks see when they're out driving. So, I mean, it's great to see that those numbers are increasing. It's great to see that we're out there taking a proactive enforcement approach to some of the issues that we're seeing out on our roadways. So, enjoy the rest of the summer. I'll stand for any questions.
I have a question. This increase, is this statewide, have you noticed, or is it more the Seven County Metro, or?
Yeah, I think the metro numbers, some of the traffic fatalities do tend to increase, especially this time of year. I haven't seen a recent figure for this year to date through July, but for us, we're right at where we usually are for a lot of things, which is good. If we're not lowering it, we want to stay the same. But seeing us increase our traffic enforcement efforts has been a huge help, I think, to keep us at that quota or that standard number that we've seen throughout the year. So I'm excited to see what the fall will bring. Hopefully we'll see a decline in some of the things, some of the crashes that we see every now and again. So
Thanks.
Thank you.
thank you, Mayor.
Fire Chief.
Mayor, members of the council, good evening. For a fire department update, since we last spoke, we've done an additional 81 calls, 43 of them medicals, 23 good intent, 8 hazard conditions with no fire, 3 service calls, 2 fires, and 2 false alarms. We did have 1 structure fire in that time. It was a lightning strike, a presumed lightning strike that our crews responded to at 3:30 in the morning. They were able to have a very swift and positive effect on that fire, essentially saving the house. Our crews worked very well. Our captain, Ryan Henry, was in command of that fire, and by all accounts, he ran it the way it was supposed to be ran. We had our 5 new people start on August 11th or 12th. They went through a new hire orientation with the department. They were assigned or introduced to their mentors, who are going to help get them through that probationary process. Going forward in September, we intend to re-engage with the recruitment campaign, get the message out there that we're still looking for people. The goal is to get 3 additional people to be able to attend the academy that starts in January. So we would have a total of 8 new hires starting in the academy in January is the goal. With potential retirements, that will actually still increase our numbers, which is always a good thing. Other than that, I don't have any other updates. Questions?
What is a good intent call? What does that mean?
That's going to be your smoke alarms sounding, CO alarms going off, that kind of deal.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Public forum. Was it Channing Stoll?
Let's see, I'm Chan Stoll. I live over on 227th Lane, just off of East Bethel Boulevard. I'm here as a member of the Anoka County Election Integrity Team. I've spoken with y'all before on the issue here, and I'm here to ask for some pushback in terms of East Bethel maintaining local autonomy and control of the elections. If you look at the second page, we kind of summarized it. I also sent y'all some videos about 10 days ago. I don't know whether anybody had a chance to look at those. But basically on July 22nd, the Anoka County Board passed on a vote of 5-7 a motion to affirm that the unelected county auditor, Pamela Blanc, gets to decide whether cities or townships use electronic poll pads or paper rosters. We think this is a usurping, if you will, of something that is legally belongs at the municipal level. And I won't go through all the detail there unless you want me to, but if you look at about the next to the last page, it summarizes the basic state law that delegation to a municipal official requires the approval of the governing body of the municipality. And that's essentially what they've done with the motion they passed, is they've delegated it to you without your approval. And that's a violation of the law. We don't have any legal standing, but we're going around informing the cities of this situation. And I think if you remember my presentation last time, I get pretty passionate about the importance of local control, that you guys represent the great citizen servant presence in American government. And it's vital to our elections that we control things as far down in the system as possible. And this is a real serious threat. I think they ran right against state law. And what concerns us is if they can do this with telling you you have to do what they say on poll pads versus paper, they'll be able to tell you the same thing on other aspects of voting, quite possibly in terms of ranked choice or use of artificial intelligence, etc. It's just a principle I think needs to be pushed back on. Our system in the U.S. is designed to work from the bottom up, not the top down, and I'm very passionate about the bottom up part of it and asking for you to review this issue with me. I've got suggestions for pushbacks on the next to the last page there in terms of our request for action there, but I would encourage you to look at these videos that we prepared that really summarize in greater detail than I have time to explain today the nature of what happened. And we're here to answer any questions or concerns over time here as this goes up. ACID has no legal standing. We're just basically informing the cities of what's happened and asking for your pushback on this as well. We also suggest that you might not just take our word, but have a lawyer also review the status of it. And then I don't know which of the city organizations you belong to, whether it's the LMC or MAT, to see what they think about it. But I think a dangerous precedent has been set and actually a violation of state law here. And just ask your support. If there's any questions, I'll be glad to address them.
Any questions? All right, thank you, sir.
You bet. Thank you.
Consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. I'd like to pull item D as in dog and G as in Grace.
I'd like to pull B as in boy.
Any others? Have a motion. Do we get a second?
Second.
All those in favor with the amended agenda, say aye.
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 Opposed? None heard. Item B.
B, I'd like to table these minutes. I need to go through them because there's some stuff missing. So I'll make a motion to table.
Second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? None being heard. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item D.
MD is the pay estimate number 1 for the 2025 street surface improvement project. I just had a question on this as to what project or projects it was, because there's no description describing which projects they were except for 2025 street service improvement.
Mr. Mayor and Council, I believe this is the Taylor Street project that we're working on right now, the overlay and curb work that's being done by the golf course. I believe that is this one.
Okay.
This is the first payment on that, and I just got a report that we put away around $600-some thousand annually for road work, and this is about 1 million roughly we're paying on this project. So it's about a year and a half's worth of what we set aside. So this is just one of the first payments in that. And if it's any different, I'll correct that for you, but I believe that's correct.
Okay, yeah,
You
Just
said Taylor Street over
Yeah.
by
the golf course
The
in
golf
Haven.
course.
Hidden
Yep,
Haven,
Hidden Haven,
okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, so if we can just have these labeled in the future, that'd be fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not labeled, but I will get with Nate to make sure that that's done next time.
All right, with that, I'll make a motion to approve item D.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? None being heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item G.
Item G was intern for digital file transition project. Is this, we initially had this hiring for an intern. Is this to propose it for putting it out for part-time, or hiring the person that apparently staff met with for this?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor and Council, initially we had established an intern that was gonna come in, and due to an emergency, that person was not able to start and/or, follow through on that internship. Since then, we've met with an individual that would be able to come on a part-time basis and work, and understands that it's a project-specific type of role. In other words, it after the project is done, which we're estimating 6 months or less, that there would not be any further work needed at that point. Finding somebody for 6 months is proving to be quite difficult. The fact that this person, I think this person has other employment perhaps, on other, maybe in the evening work or something like that they do. So it looks to be a pretty good fit. And so we're looking to extend the offer to them, and with your approval, of course, and if that's the case, we can get this project rolling. In addition to this, as staff, we've been meeting and determining how we can also speed up that process with our daily activities here to kind of, work through some of the files as well. So there'll be a combination of the two, essentially, is how we plan to tackle the transitioning of this paper files to digital files. So.
Okay, because normally we'd have some information about the applicant, a resume, a name, something that would be presented to us in our packet that we could at least see who we'd be extending the offer to.
I believe I sent that in the council update on Friday, but I can send that to you again as far as that information. Yeah. So.
Okay. With that, I'll make a motion to approve item G.
I'm going to abstain from this because she's a friend of mine, so.
Okay, we have a motion, do we get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
I do have one question. How many years are we talking about of files that need to be converted?
That's a really good question. 100? No, I'm not sure if it's 100. There's quite a few. And there's, the undertaking of this is no small feat, and so no one has really wanted to grab the bull by the horns, so to speak. We realize that, you know, we keep getting calls, for example, hey, you know, has the sewer, you know, work been done, and when was the last time a permit was pulled on a roof, et cetera, et cetera. We have to physically go back and try and find these files, being able to pull it up on a you know, computer basis, you know, under a property address, any and all information right there is just gonna speed things up so much better. There is some pain, you know, before we get to the gain. So we're trying to mitigate that as much as possible and get through this in a, you know, like I say, 6 months hopefully is the plan.
It's my understanding that we do have the equipment that'll handle that.
Not
The
necessarily.
scanner or
We have,
whatever?
you're right, the new copiers today scan, and we are gonna try utilizing our copier here, but in the event that it starts to interfere with normal office duties, we may need to rent another copier for a short period of time. But we're gonna try it with our current copier to make sure we can save the money if at all possible.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unheard, motion passes. Item 8G1.
Mr. Mayor and Council, we often have come before you for dates for the town hall meetings, and generally in the fall, we have a town hall meeting where people gather in the senior center there first, and then they come in here and we have kind of a question and answer time. And so I wanted to bring this before you to get your input on when in November you would like to have a town hall meeting. I know that last time we swung and missed when it came to coffee and cookies and things of that nature, Councilmember Urkel, so we'll make sure that's there this time. But,
Well, it's a lot more than that. I'll help you.
okay, we'll put something together there. So, and maybe that'll draw more people in. But at any rate, I have 4 dates that are on here that could be a possibility, if you so wish, and whatever you pick, we can advertise and plan for.
Well, I have no conflicts on any of the dates. One thought is, if it's November 5th, it might be a little warmer than the 13th, 18th, 19th. Might get more people out. I don't know.
Wednesdays don't work for me, but
Okay.
the 13th would be great. That's the next one, right?
Yep.
13th.
Everybody good on the 13th?
I'm good.
Yep.
I guess we're going with the 13th.
Let me just see if, Mr. Mayor, I can pull up Minnesota deer hunting for 2026. Is it the first weekend? So what date is that going to be then?
Thursday.
Not the 13th.
Okay. The 8th? Okay. I remember it's usually around the 5th or 6th or something like that. I thought, boy, that's going to limit some people coming in probably. Okay. So November 13th, we will set up for that and prepare for that meeting.
All right, item 8G2.
I'll be abstaining from this item.
I want to make a motion to table this item.
I'm gonna second that motion.
We have a motion, second, discussion. None being heard. When do you want to table it to?
Next meeting?
Next meeting.
Okay. So that would be the, next meeting, I guess. All right, we have a motion and a second for the table this to the next council meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Motion passes. Staff items.
Mr. Mayor and Council, just have a couple of updates. I've sent this out also on the Friday update for yourselves, but I wanted to also make folks aware of this. I don't know what just happened to my computer. Essentially, we got Midco called us and was doing a site survey at the city here. They are essentially moving from what's called Midco TV, to Midco TV from the typical cable that they have. And I know a lot of people turn into Channel 10 and watch cable. And this is gonna be a change essentially to Midco TV. This is gonna be more of an online-based format. And I will remind folks that we've also had YouTube TV, which is also an online-based format, but some people like to tune into the cable channel. So wanted to make folks aware of this. This will be for those that are technologically challenged. We will certainly offer our services here at the city. If anyone has any questions on how to, once this transition happens, how to log in or pull it up or pull up the website and essentially be able to watch the council meetings live and or go to YouTube and watch them live. I think there'll be some pushback of folks out there, but seems to be the way that the industry is going, that they're moving away from cable and going to more of an online type of a base of operation. The other thing is Midco did, you'll recall, the city was awarded dollars from Anoka County for a broadband project. They did start that project, and they started first on Briarwood Lane, which is goes right past Paul Johnson's property. I notified him that that's what they're doing out there, and he was very excited to hear about that. So again, this project is going to be has identified areas where connectivity is low, and will be providing high-speed internet options to those areas, which I think is long overdue. And it's taken them a little bit while to get this project started, but nevertheless, they're underway. Our hope is that they'll be done here before the snow flies, and that folks will have those options, and then that will also benefit this transition as they go into Midco TV type of delivery. So, at any rate, those are my updates, unless there are any questions.
Any questions? All right, council reports.
We had a Booster Day meeting, and we have some changes to the leadership of, or the members of the Booster Day committee. And there's two people I'd like to thank for their service. Dan Dobbs has ran the car show for over 10 years. He and his partners put a lot of time and effort into promoting it and making it happen. Really would like to thank him for all his efforts. He always did a fantastic job for that, and he's such a great guy. He found a replacement to keep the car show running. So thank you, Dan Dobbs. Another person I'd like to thank is Scott Snyder. Scott has been on the committee for many years, and he was in charge of booking a lot of the bands and entertainment. If the last Booster Day meeting, we had a mariachi show. That was new and different and fantastic, and that was because of his efforts. That was just one example. So I'd like to thank Scott for all the work that he has done over the years. And I, again, put out the call for anybody that would like to volunteer. If anybody has connections for entertainment, bringing in bands, bringing in other things, please and you'd like to volunteer, please get a hold of us. The committee works very hard to promote and put on a show and festivity for the city of East Bethel. It's a city celebration, and we'd like to include everybody in that. But in order to make that happen, we do need the volunteers to pull it off. So please, if you're interested, reach out. We could certainly use the help. Thank you.
So Scott is resigning too?
Yes.
Oh, sorry to see that.
Yep.
He did a really good job.
He did.
I attended an airport meeting, and they are planning a celebration for 2026. I need a new thing for this microphone. And they are looking for entertainment. Scott, we could use you. They are looking for ideas to, they're going to have vendors there. They're going to have the EAA, the Young Eagles, are going to do a pancake breakfast. It's going to be a really big event involving multiple communities, fire departments, fly-ins, all kinds of things. So if you have ideas, if you have entertainment, if you have anything like that, give me a call, send me an email. I would love to announce that at the next meeting. And that's all I have right now.
I'm just curious, we got a complaint form on this property. Have we proceeded anything with this?
I'll have to check with Nick. I'm not sure if he's followed through on this.
At the dog one.
The dog one, yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of calls on that
Over on
property.
3rd Street.
Okay, I can follow up.
Keep that.
Okay.
Send me a copy if you would. That's all I got.
And that's a property with the dogs.
Okay.
The Upper Rum River Watershed Association will be meeting very early at the next meeting, September 2nd. We are touring Lake George and the water shoreline projects that we've been associated with, and then the meeting will proceed to the City Hall in Oak Grove, where we have our normal meetings starting at 6:30. So I look forward to getting out on the water and seeing some of the stuff that our dollars are being used for.
Good time.
All right. Motion to adjourn, somebody?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's closed.